Hello, my name is Samantha Moon. I'm a senior BA musical theater major, and I am playing Helene Alving in the play Ghosts. Helene Alving is a very complicated woman. She, um, she in many ways than none, is if that's the correct term to use. In many ways than none, she's been alone her whole life, surrounded by people, by herself or not, and she just has so many skeletons in the closet that she is afraid of showing. And but but throughout all of that, she is such a loving character. I feel like you want to root for her because she just tries so hard in everything that she does. If it has to do with her son, with Regina, her maid, with her friend Pastor Manders, or with the town drunk Regina's father Jacob. She just tries so hard, and I feel like people will root for her, and she's just a great character. I am definitely enjoying working on an Ibsen play. He has so many different ideas and visions for his plays, um, like Ghosts or like Dollhouse, which is a very well known play. I had to read that in school. I think a lot of people had to read that in school. But he writes like no other playwright I've ever seen. And you have to think about the things he wrote about back back in the day when these plays first came out. They were banned from places because of the ideas that he had, the freedom for women, and how he wanted to make them strong characters, and they had thoughts and emotions, and dealing with these taboo things. And now it's crazy to think back then they were banned, and now they're accepted and renowned works. So being able to work on one is really a great opportunity. My process for Helene is definitely still ongoing. I mean, like I said before when I was explaining her, she's a very complicated woman. She's a very complicated character, lots of skeletons in the closet. But my process was definitely our director, Len. He really encouraged us to dig deeper into our characters, to ask questions and not be afraid of exploring. And that's really helped me find who Helene is, because sometimes you have to dig really deep, and I feel like some people might be afraid to do that because they feel like they're doing too much or getting committed, and you can never do too much. So I've definitely learned that, and with this character, it's definitely been one of the most challenging experiences I've had. But I've learned so much by really thinking, if I was in her shoes, if that was me, what my backstory would be, how I would feel, and just thinking those things made it all very real. And people have to realize that when you're doing a show or a play like this, you really have to dig deep into it to get the full experience. What's most challenging about playing Helene Alving? I mean, Ghosts is a deep, dark play, like full of full of dark turns, but also full of humorous moments and loving moments, and full of emotion. But something that's challenging about this play is bringing it all together, I think, with all the characters having these moments together and making it all work. And I feel like when you have all these complicated characters that are full of their own secrets, it's interesting how they'll work together, but they do. And specifically with Helene, it's been difficult for me because there's so much that goes into her. You can't just pick up the script and read her lines. And in all my years that I've worked on theater and I've done shows and such, this has definitely been the most challenging because it has been so in depth. But it has to be in depth like that, because if you don't dig deeper into the character, you won't progress and you won't get anywhere. So that's definitely a challenge. And I mean, it's still challenging now. Even the closer we get, it gets even more challenging because you wonder if there's something more you could do. And you just got to keep experimenting, or you'll never find out. I've been doing theater since I've been in second grade, which is crazy, crazy, crazy to say. And also, I remember going on vacations with my family, and me and my brother would do like the little trapezes, and things. And I loved dressing up like other people. Halloween's coming up. I was Buzz Lightyear and Jane and being a princess and a pumpkin. And I feel like at a young age, I definitely liked exploring different things. I wanted to try so many different opportunities as well as theater. I did so many different kinds of sports and clubs. And I feel like with theater, that drew me to it is that there is no stopping in theater. Every time you step on a stage or you read a script or you do a scene with someone, you learn something new about yourself and about why you're doing it. And it really is an escape and a release, because you can get those frustrations out. And it might be stressful in the process, but when you get on that stage and you hear the applause or you see the lights in your face, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. And not even just acting, with the stage crew and building sets and doing lights and seeing the costumes being made, it's really a magical thing to see everyone, all of these people brought together because of theater, and it's a moving piece of art. Why is theater so important? I think that goes into what I was talking about, is that it doesn't take one person to put on a show, to put on a production. And it's not just the actors, it's about everyone together. And you bring in designers and electricians and directors and producers and conductors to make something that looks effortless. And I think that's important, because sometimes as a whole in our world, I feel like that we take advantage of those things that look flawless or simple. And nothing is ever simple. If you want something, you got to work for it. And theater is one of those things that people work for, and they love it. And they shed tears, blood, and whatever that quote is. But it's something that I feel like us as a community, we need more of, because it exposes just works of art in front of our eyes, and being able to experience those things, it really is magic. My dream role. That's hard. I don't know. I feel like I'd have to go with either Olivia or Viola from Twelfth Night by William Shakespeare, because I've become more appreciative of Shakespeare within the past year or so. So it's definitely something I would love to do.